Today we're going to use Apple Keynote as an interactive tool. Our topic today is rethinking presentation software. Our driving question is, how might we use Apple Keynote to take our viewer on a choose their own adventure? I'm going to teach you how to do that. Some key vocabulary you'll hear me is hyperlink, destination and alternatives, and the computational coding programming idea of if-then will pop up more in our face-to-face discussion in class today. Our learning activity and objectives is that you will begin creating a 2-question quiz presentation which takes the audience to alternative slides depending upon the choices that they make by clicking on your Apple Keynote. I will want you to cite your work on all of this. Citing your work can be as simple as image credit, colon, and then the website. It doesn't have to be super fancy at this stage of the semester, but I do want you to tell me where you're getting your images, etc., and your information. And today's homework is you will apply the new tool that I'll teach you in this video with Apple Keynote and complete your 2-question quiz about Raffles American School. Where we're going with this is you will create a 4-question quiz with Apple Keynote with alternative hyperlinks. Let's jump in. This is Warren Buffett. We'll talk about him soon. What we are going to do, before you get started, you may want to start with paper by just scribbling out some squares, and to talk about your if-then scenarios. What will happen if somebody clicks? Some of these can have a yes or a no. What will happen if they click yes? Will they go to this slide or maybe to this slide? And then what will happen if they click no? So simply sketching out your ideas on paper first might be a good idea. What we're going to do is we want to make a presentation with 4 questions. I made one sample one for us. I think you know the answer to this from the other day in class. But basically, there'll be a question. Yours will be about Raffles GLOs. Here's option 1. Here's option 2. If they choose option 1, they will want to go, we'll tell the computer to send them here. If they choose wrong, if they choose Rome, Italy, they should go here. But it should have a link for them to try again. And then if they do get the correct answer, I want them to be able to click on Warren Buffett's face and to take them to a website where they can learn more about them. That's what I would like to do. Basically, we're teaching Apple Keynote how to act like a website. So I'm here. I encourage you to create some fun welcome page to your adventure, and then to create a Start Now button. I'll show you that part in a little bit. First, here's our question. What you need to know is, it's very easy to make a hyperlink. You're selecting the text, and then you want to go up here to Format. I'm clicking on Format, and I'm adding a link, adding a hyperlink, adding a link. You have options. You can send them to an alternative slide, a web page, or even prompt them to send you an email. I'm going to go to slide. Now, even if the slide that at this moment I think they want to go to is the next one, I do not click next slide. I always tell them the number of the slide because later I may choose to insert a slide. If I do that, Apple will automatically adjust all of these so I don't have to worry about it. The correct answer is 3. I'm going to click on 3, and then I'm going to go to the slide. If they know this right away, they might be bored. So what I also want to do is I want to give them somewhere where they can go so they're not just waiting for their friends to finish. You just saw me do this with text. I'll also show you that you can do it with photos. I'm clicking on the photo. You can see that it's selected. I go up to Format, Add Link, Slide. That is not correct. This time I want to send them to a web page. I'm hitting Command and Tab to go to the Apple Safari where I already chose the website where I want people to go, and I'll select and copy. I want them to go to the safe website called biography.com where they can learn a little bit about Warren Buffett and his financial business success. Now that I'm here, again, I am choosing. I'm going to insert. That's incorrect. I should go to add link. I want to send it to a web page. The web page, I will paste the address. And I'll open the link. And of course, if they go to a website, there's no way to go back without manually shifting back. So now I'm back. Let's go to the start page again. Let's do this again. My first step is to highlight the text. What do I do next? That's right. I go up to Format. Then what do I choose? Yes, Add Link. And this time I'm going back to Slides. I want a slide, not a website. And the slide that I want, I can see right here, is number 4. So I'm choosing Slide. I'm choosing 4. That will take me to the slide that says I'm incorrect. I'll go to Slide. That is true. This would seem kind of, not mean, but a little bit cold if I say I want to share a little bit about myself and then they just see this screen with no chance to retry. So I should highlight, as you just told me. I'm going to Format, I'm going to Add Link, I'm choosing Slide, and I want to go back to the beginning, not the very beginning, but number 2. Done. Let's try it. Done. It's looking pretty good so far. For now, I'm going to click play and see what it looks like. If somebody comes, maybe they think I'm from Rome. That is not correct. In real life, I would make this more friendly looking. Now I'll go back to try again. I'm back to the original. I move back to slide 2. Let's try USA. That is correct. Oops, it looks like I cut off a little bit, but I chose to make this image a button, which will take me to a website. And it does. And it takes me to one about Warren Buffett. Excellent. I'm manually going back to Keynote now. Possibly I could make a button that'll take me back to the main page or to the next question, etc. And that is where you'll need to be creative. How will you tell people to go to your next question? So that'll be the next step. Before we do that, I'll show you how to make a start button. This looks nice. I'm going to erase it. Let's make a new one. If I want to make a new button, I would choose shape. I would choose whichever shape I want. I'll go with something simple like this. I'll make it maybe this big, maybe this big, and I'll choose text. Now I'm moving text in here. I can say start or let's begin or something else. I have some options. If I want more options, format is where I'm always in Apple Keynote, pages, numbers, etc. I'm clicking on numbers or clicking on format, and I want to make this button more beautiful. Maybe this color. Yeah, that looks nice. Now I need to make this font bigger. I'll make it bold, impact. That's not bad. I can do better if I have more time, but to be respectful of your time, I'll make this simple. I want to show you one more thing before we begin. Sometimes you'll want to group many elements together so that you can move them at the same time, turn them into a button or a link, etc. I'm choosing one, I'm holding down Shift, and I'm choosing the other. I am doing my right click or alternative click. Now I want to group it. Now that I grouped it, this is the same. And the cool thing is now I can also ungroup it, but I did not choose ungroup. I want it to be a group. I'm moving it down here. What happens if I want to make this button go to this slide? Let's try. I click on it, spend a few moments. I'm going to Format, Add Link. Yes, a slide. Oops, that was an accident. So I'll remove it. Insert is not correct. Format is, Add Link, Slide. Maybe at this moment, next slide is correct. In real life, I might want to add something new or a video or something. So I'm going to click Slide. I'm manually choosing number 2. Believe me, this will help you many times. So I'm clicking, go to Slide. This is the beginning of a nice interactive quiz. The part that'll get challenging for you, but you're very capable of doing it, is when we start adding another question like this. You will have to have a link on each one of these to take to what would be the equivalent of question 2. And you can do that. So your homework today, what you're doing in class and for homework, you're applying what you learned today to create a 2-question interactive presentation about the Raffles American School GLOs, the General Learning Outcomes. I do want you to cite your work. I want you to have fun with this and be creative. You should create this in a way that you can show a new teacher or student at Raffles. You do not need a lot of images at this stage. The information is more important than the beauty at this stage of the project. You might want to make sketches of your potential path on paper first. Just take out a piece of paper and start sketching the if-then ideas. Your challenge, if this is easy for you or extra fun, I encourage you to create a document, a Keynote document that looks nice and includes all 4 GLOs. That is your task. You have free time. Choose your own adventure. Please let me know if you have questions, and also I encourage you to work together. Now it's time to choose your own adventure.